What's up, guys? John here, back at it again with another movie review. Today we have finally made it. Today's the day. I saw Scream 6 last night, and this is going to be my review. So, coming off of Scream 5, if you'd watched that video, I was kind of disappointed and worried in where they were going to take the franchise. I was kind of unsure, to be honest. But after seeing the trailer and all that, I had a little bit of hope, and my God, did they did a really good job. Like this is, I was so surprised. I enjoyed this movie so much. They so let's just start from the top. This is gonna have spoilers. It's hard. I could do a shorter one without spoilers, but I really want to dig into this. So you have Sam, the character that kind of is supposed to be the final girl, but is kind of bland and boring in a way. What they decided to do is kind of lean on that a little bit in this one and make her kind of brooding, super, like, they lean into the psychopath aspect more, and that works with her lack of emotional range. Um, and then they decided to go along with that, really push Tara, which is Jenna's character, into like basically an equal leading role. So they have two final girls, and they complement each other super well throughout this movie. And I think that is extremely smart to do because Tara steals the spotlight so much throughout the franchise. If you have them always together, and then you have the better actor slash person who's kind of stealing it to go along with the supposed to be final girl who's doing a whole lot better, um, and you can lean into her psychotic killer side that relates to the past. I think you can make it work, and that's exactly what they did. Now let's continue down the line. They introduced some new characters, but before we get to those, Chad's character, the development on that was phenomenal. He is no longer, supposed to be tough guy, uh, basically like jock type. He is still jock-ish and in a frat, but the tough guy side also has a softer, more friendly, happy, lucky go side, which they showed in this. Um, Also, he finally uses his freaking uh, size in this movie to fight back, and that he fought back a little bit in the last one, but it was just kind of eh. He does a fantastic job throughout this whole movie. His character developed really well, and he's finally not a little bitch. Mindy, her character was okay in the last one, but she kind of annoyed me, and I think it was just the writing mostly. I think the actress is fine. It's just the writing in the last one is kind of cringy. They upped it. It wasn't really cringy in this one. She did a fantastic job with what she had. I think they, instead of pushing the overly cringy stuff to relate to the first one, they were able to portray it a little bit differently and make it seem like it's like, although they copied some of the stuff from the second movie, and had really similar dialogue, it felt like it was like hers. It was originally hers. It didn't feel like she was stealing from somebody else. It didn't feel like they were taking it from the second movie. It felt natural. And I think she's really found her way in the role. And I really enjoyed her character throughout this whole movie as well. Um, Courtney Cox's character, Gail, bro, she's so old. The all the surgery and fillers and all that stuff really bothered me throughout the whole movie. But she's still Gail, still badass reporter. She's in the movie for certain sections of it, and when she's there, she's always just a presence. She does a fantastic job even at her age, killing it. The freaking killer in this movie, like, I'm not gonna go on to say who or what or any of that, but the violence, the gore, the kills, they were all fantastic. It was super gory, super violent. There was vengeance on their mind. They fuck shit up, to say the least. Like, they killed it. This killer was fantastic. Probably one of the best in the entire franchise. The new characters. So you have Jack Champion's character, Ethan, Quinn Bailey for Liana, and who else do we got? Samara playing Laura, the guy from Spider-Man, I can't remember his name, and then you get Kirby back. Kirby was a fantastic addition to this movie. It brought back some of the nostalgic aspects while bringing back an extremely loved character, and there was a lot of development along the way, and she fit in perfectly, did a great job, no complaints. Love Kirby. The other new character is Quinn. She did her role really good. No complaints there. She's a good actress. I love Samara. She played a professor in this. I mean, that opening scene was killer. She did a great job in that opening scene. One of the best in the franchise. Not number one for me, but really, honestly, competes with number one. In my book, really fantastic scene. Super long, super drawn out, but it needed to be. It was explaining something that was super important to push the story forward. And then, obviously, it's just a great violent slasher scene. It fit the franchise perfectly. What else do we got? It got a little bit slow midway through, but it made sense because it's character development. They're all talking, they're all interacting. Like it really builds connections in this movie throughout the middle, and that's why it's a little bit slower. But it makes you love the characters that much more and feel for them when bad shit starts happening. The end with the reveal was... The reveal for me was pretty lackluster, but the reasoning behind everything and the whole big twist to the story and all that was really well done. It made sense. I understand it. I just wish the reveal had a little bit more flair to it. But I mean, overall, it did what Scream movies do best. It made fun of horror movies while being a horror movie. They played on that like they have throughout all the other ones. All the banter, all the rules, all that shit was fantastic. Lots of chase, lots of thrill, suspense, gore, violence. It's pretty much everything you want a slasher movie to be. Out of 10, this is going to be a 9.2 for me. It's one of the higher ones. I'm going to put this at number 2 on my list right now. As of right now, this is to me, the second best movie in the entire Scream franchise. In theory, it could compete with the first one, but the first one's just too good. It has legacy factor. The final girl is Sydney, an iconic legacy factor, so it's basically impossible to take that number one slot away. So this is an easy number 2. I'm going to have to rewatch it again when it comes out, and then have it compete with the rest of my list. But this movie's freaking fantastic. Like, I don't really, other than the lackluster at the end, and then like a couple little oddball lines here and there, I got out of the movie theater and I was like, holy shit, that was like so good. That was so entertaining. I wanted to immediately watch it again. Like, and it just revamped the already intense love for the franchise that I had. So if you're a fan of slashers in general, horror movies, if you're a fan of the Scream franchise, it does it justice. It does a fantastic job. If you know nothing, it's still a great movie. It does justice to all the other films. We learn a whole lot of cool stuff. And this would be a good one to watch if you don't know anything, because it kind of gives you bits and chunks throughout the movie about past films and whatnot. It's good all around. I almost want to give it a higher than 9.2. I've seen people give it 10s. I don't think it's a perfect 10, but I think I'm going to stick with a 9.2 for now. It might go up. I feel like this movie could be easily 9.2 to 9.5. It's really hard to judge, but the 9.2 is good for me. Maybe after another watch through, I'll bump it up, but we'll see, man. This is a good one. I highly recommend it. I saw it in XD. If you can go out and see it in theaters, worth your while. Honest to God, worth it. I can't wait to watch this again. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. like, comment, subscribe, and like always, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.